Hello, everyone. I'm Brent.
And I'm Brian.
Brian and I haven't made a video for all of you in about a week and a half, so Brian and I thought it would be a perfect time to make another video for all of you.
We are going to do part 2 of our Q&A session, and I know that the first one has done fairly well, so we are going to do part 2 for you today, and we definitely have some amazing questions that need to be answered.
I believe Brian is going to ask the first question, and it is from one of our YouTube and Twitter followers. So Brian will go ahead and ask the first question.
It's a very interesting question, if I do say so myself, and that question is, who would win between you and I in a race?
Well, I think I know how I would answer that question, and I would say that I would definitely win in a race, but I think Brian would have a differing answer compared to mine.
My answer is a little different, and I believe that I would win in a race, but Brent's obviously going to say that he's going to win, and I'm going to say that I'm going to win, so maybe later on we will have to film for ourselves and see who would win.
Well, that was a speedy first question, and I'm going to have the honors and ask the second question.
I can only imagine what kind of question you're going to ask, Brent.
Well, there's only one way to find out, right, Brian?
That's absolutely right.
Let's see. The second question is, what are the most important aspects of a relationship?
That's a very important question, and obviously relationships take hard work, but one of the most important aspects of a relationship, in my opinion, is definitely romance. I definitely love being romantic and thoughtful, so that's definitely a very important aspect to me. And another important aspect to me is definitely communication and honesty. Those to me are both very important as well, because if you're not honest with the person you're with, then things just aren't going to work, in my opinion. And if you're not willing to communicate with your partner how you're feeling and what you're thinking, they may assume the worst. And I've always been very good about being an honest and open communicator with the woman I've been with. And those are 3 of the most important qualities to me.
I would definitely be in agreement of all of those qualities you named off, because romance is extremely important. There should be a lot of romance within a relationship. I completely understand how some women don't like romance, or at least those have been the experiences I have gone through in relationships, where I've had to put a lot of the hard work and effort in to make sure the woman's happy. And, I'm not saying that there needs to be romance all the time in a relationship, because there's only, so much you can do. But at the same time, I'm a very romantic, intimate, and passionate man. So those are very important qualities to me as well. And I feel communication and honesty are also very important, because I believe I mentioned in one of my videos that approximately anywhere from 60 to 80% of all communication is nonverbal. So I feel that if you're not able to speak how you're really feeling, then it's important to really pay attention to nonverbal cues, because if you don't pay attention, then you may miss out on how your partner's truly feeling. So I feel that all those qualities are very important within a relationship.
That's a very good answer, and that leads us to the next question.
We really need a drum roll in here at some point. Dun, da, da, da.
Oh, this is a good question, Brent. Who is your favorite professional athlete?
Well, there are definitely a lot of amazing professional athletes out there, and I would probably say that prior to this coming sports season, I would probably have said that David Ortiz, also known as Big Papi, who used to be a Red Sox player, was my favorite athlete, but now I think I'm going to switch my answer to another Red Sox player, and his name is Mookie Betts. He plays right field for the Boston Red Sox, and he has a lot of power, speed, agility, quickness, and he's an amazing overall great player for the Boston Red Sox, and I definitely hope that he sticks around for a very long time because he's a very valuable asset and person to the team. So I definitely hope that in the very near future the Red Sox will sign him to a very lengthy and expensive contract extension.
Another very good answer, Brent. And Mookie Betts is definitely one of my favorite professional athletes, as well as Big Papi, like you mentioned. But just for the way this Q&A session works, I'm going to take a completely different route and say that my favorite professional athlete is John Cena. I believe that he is a very good man, and for those of you that don't know who John Cena is, he has been in WWE, which is World Wrestling Entertainment, for over 10 years now, and every time that he has a match on TV, I just have to watch it, and 3 of his main words are hustle, loyalty, and respect, and those are 3 amazing words that I live up to every day, and he's a big inspiration to me because whether he is in the ring or outside of the ring, he always gives 110%, and he's always very professional, and I definitely hope to meet him in the very near future.
That's definitely a very good answer, and John Cena, as for professional athlete wise, and definitely as a person, is definitely very much in my top 3 of my favorite professional athletes as well. I wonder what the next question's going to be, Brian.
I don't know. I think that drum roll would come in handy right now, though.
It definitely would be. Alright, let me see. I'm sure this is going to be an amazing question. Who is your celebrity crush, Brian?
I could definitely name a couple people, and I'm probably going to do that because it's really hard for me to narrow it down to one woman, but I would definitely say that my first celebrity crush is an amazing woman, and her name is Cara Kilmer. For those of you that don't know who Cara Kilmer is, she is one of the lead roles on the TV show named Chicago Fire. It is a show that Brett and I watch on a weekly basis when it's on, and they have a couple of amazing people on there, but if I could pick any woman to go on a date with, it would definitely be Cara Kilmer. And another woman that I have a huge crush on that is a celebrity is Sophia Bush. And for those of you that don't know who Sophia is, she was on the TV show One Tree Hill, and she is currently on the amazing TV show called Chicago PD. So those are definitely my 2 celebrity crushes.
Those are some amazing choices, and for my celebrity crushes, I'm going to take a different angle. And when Brian had mentioned earlier about World Wrestling Entertainment, 2 amazing women and divas come to mind for me. They are both currently on SmackDown Live, which is the sister show, I would like to call it, of Monday Night Raw. It currently airs on USA Network at 8/7 Central on Tuesday nights. It's definitely a very amazing show, so if you haven't watched it, you definitely should. And the first woman that comes to mind, her name is Becky Lynch. She is currently the WWE SmackDown Women's Champion. She puts a lot of hard work and effort into her craft, and she's one of the most talented female wrestlers, in my opinion, in WWE history. And my second female crush, also in WWE, is kind of her arch enemy at this time, and her name is Alexa Bliss. And she only stands at 5 feet tall, but she definitely makes up for it in her strength and passion for the sport of professional wrestling, and I just definitely love her style because she's very different. She's not afraid to express her individuality, and she's just a very strong-willed and determined person. And I'm not necessarily saying that I would love for her to eventually defeat Becky Lynch and take the WWE SmackDown Women's Championship, but they both work very hard and they're both very beautiful women, and I would just be very lucky to eventually find a woman like that in my life that's very beautiful and works very hard at her craft.
Some very good answers as well. And now to the next question. I think you'll like this one, Brent. The question is, describe your style. Example, jeans, t-shirt, button-up shirt, dress shirt, tie, etc. It could depend on the occasion, though.
Well, I definitely feel that my style depends on the type of season it is. Usually during the wintertime, I'll wear like jeans and a t-shirt, or, you know, if Brian and I decide to go out, you know, we'll dress up and wear like a dress shirt and dress pants and dress shoes. It definitely depends on the type of season it is, and during the late spring and the early summer, I'll usually wear a lot of sporty type clothes, like tank tops and shorts, and definitely a great pair of sneakers, because Brian and I love working out, so we definitely want to make sure that we definitely wear comfortable shoes when we're doing that. So it definitely depends on the season. So I can definitely wear anything from jeans and t-shirts to dress shirts, ties, and dress shoes and dress pants. So it definitely depends on the season and the occasion that I may be engaging in with other people.
I agree that it definitely does depend on what season it is, and now that it's winter, I love to wear a lot of sweatshirts and not so much sweatpants, but more like workout pants, like kind of like sweatpants, but more like workout pants. So I like to wear a lot of those, and whenever I do go out, I like to wear dress pants and a dress shirt. And especially if I'm on a date, I want to dress to impress, so I love wearing dress pants and probably a shirt and a tie. It just really depends on the occasion, and I definitely do clean up very well, I will say that, and I definitely love to do that very soon for an amazing woman.
All right, the next question.
Question time.
I can just imagine the the Jeopardy theme song playing in the background, or, you know, the Final Jeopardy music. I could definitely imagine that playing in the background right now. This is an interesting question. Name the top 5 states you would love to visit that you've never been to previously.
Well, that's an easy but yet hard question for me, because there's a lot of states I'd love to go to, but I think, not in order, but I know that one of the states I'd definitely love to go to is Rhode Island. I know there's a lot of great places in Rhode Island to go to, and it's the only New England state that I've never been to, so I'd love to go there for sure. Another state that I'd love to go to is definitely New York. I'd definitely love to go there and go to a lot of amazing restaurants and go to a Broadway show. I've always wanted to do that, and watch Niagara Falls, because I'm more of a romantic kind of man, and I'd love to take a woman there to see that. Third state I'd love to go to is Texas. I've always wanted to go to Texas because I know they have a lot of attractions there that I would love to go to, and I'd love to go somewhere warm this time of year for sure. Another state that I'd love to go to, which would be state number 4, would be Tennessee. I know that's kind of a random state, I'm sure some of you were thinking, but they have a lot of attractions there as well, and I'd love to meet some amazing southern women from Tennessee. I hear that they're very faithful there, so I'd love to visit there someday. And last but not least, I would love to go to California. California is a very big state, and I know they have a lot of single women there, and that's not the only reason I'd love to go there, but they have the San Diego Zoo there, and depending on where you are in California, it's relatively close to Las Vegas, so definitely go to 2 states there. So those are my top 5, and I know that all of our viewers would love to hear where you'd love to go.
I would hope so anyway, and my top 5 states mostly go with Brian's, but mine are going to be a little bit different. The first state I would love to see, and it's on the East Coast, is New York. I would definitely love to go see a New York Giants game sometime, although that's technically in New Jersey, but they're still called the New York Giants, so I would definitely love to, go see a game and, maybe go to Times Square and just go to a lot of amazing places around there and just be able to have some amazing food as well. The second state I would love to visit is South Carolina, mostly pertaining to Myrtle Beach. I have heard from a few people that South Carolina is a beautiful and amazing state to live in, and I would definitely love to visit there someday. I heard that in Myrtle Beach they have a casino that's based on a ship, so I definitely hope that I'll be able to go there sometime and be able to maybe gamble a little bit, nothing too crazy, but just to say that I've been on a casino that's based on a ship would be absolutely amazing. The third state I would love to visit is Texas. I would definitely love to go to Houston or Dallas or maybe El Paso and be able to enjoy some amazing food and not necessarily go like country dancing or line dancing or anything like that, but I would...
Oh, come on, Brian. You gotta go country line dancing. It's the one thing you gotta do in Texas.
Well, I think I'd probably have to have an amazing woman to show me what to do first, because although I enjoy going out dancing, it's not something I'm very good at, but I definitely hope to improve with my amazing dancing skills in the future. The fourth state of my list I would love to visit is Nevada. I've always wanted to go to Las Vegas and be able to enjoy the Strip there and just be able to enjoy the amazing places they have there. And a couple of my favorite television shows are based in Nevada, which are Counting Cars and Pawn Stars, which I've discussed in a prior video. And the last state that I would love to visit, since Brian and I only had the option to pick 5, is California. I would definitely love to go to San Francisco, Los Angeles, and then maybe go up north there to Sacramento, just being able to enjoy the amazing things that the state of California has to offer. It is a lot more expensive to live there, I've heard, but I would definitely love to go there someday and be able to enjoy the amazingly warm weather and sunny days that the state of Maine doesn't provide us, especially in the winter a lot of the time. So those are my top 5 favorite states, and Brian is going to be amazing and read us the next question that we're going to answer.
Next question is, in your opinion, why is being old-fashioned important to you?
A couple of things come off the top of my head right off the bat, and being old-fashioned is important to me because I still feel that treating a woman with respect and dignity is very important. I am definitely not the type of man to devalue a woman or lie to her, cheat on her, or treat her badly. And as Brian and I mentioned in one of our other videos, our parents have been happily married for a very long time, and they have instilled us with amazing morals and values that Brian and I hope to transfer into our future families. And I just feel that a lot of women in general don't like an old-fashioned type of man these days that holds the door open for them and helps them get in their chair and pushes it in and everything like that. And another old-fashioned value that I feel a lot of women don't appreciate anymore is talking on the phone. I understand that Brian and I have talked about this in a couple of our videos now, and we don't mean to sound like a broken record, but we definitely appreciate being able to hear the other woman's voice on the other end of the phone, much so rather than texting and emailing, throughout the day. I definitely want to be able to hear her voice and just be able to know that she truly cares about me, rather much more so than receiving a text, because those are just written words, they're not spoken words. So overall, it's very important to be old-fashioned for the most part, because you don't see those values in people anymore.
I definitely agree with all of what Brent said, and for me, I appreciate being old-fashioned, and it's very important to me because I would much rather enjoy talking on the phone and meeting in person rather than texting or emailing. And I know that there are women out there that appreciate that, and I hope to meet an amazing woman like that someday in the very near future that feels the same way I do about talking on the phone and meeting in person and being chivalrous and opening the door for the woman I'm with. And like I said, I know there are women out there that appreciate that, and I know that they're out there.
This may be our longest video, Brian.
It might be.
All right. Oh, this is a bigger piece of paper, so maybe this is going to be a very lengthy question. All right, here we go. Tell us your favorite international destination you would love to travel to.
Well, that's easy for me. I know that I would definitely love to go to Ireland. And I say that because I am part Irish, and I've always wanted to go there and kiss the Blarney Stone. I'd love to be able to check that off of my bucket list. And for a bonus destination of mine, I have always wanted to go to Australia. So there are 2 international places that are on the top of my list that I'd love to go to.
Australia and Ireland are very high up on my list as well, but I would say that one of my favorite travel destinations I would love to travel to someday, if I'm fortunate enough that is to be able to go to Italy. And most of it is because of my amazingly great passion for food. And, they definitely have Italian-based restaurants here in Maine and in the United States in general, but I've always wanted to travel to Italy to be able to see the amazing sights there and to be able to enjoy real, true Italian food, and just to be able to say that I've traveled to an amazing destination would be absolutely awesome and amazing.
Now it is my turn to ask you a question. It's the last question I have, so I know it will be good. And this question is a lot more simpler, but I know that our viewers are dying to know what your favorite color is.
I'm only going to say one word: blue.
My answer is going to be a little longer than that, but my favorite color is blue as well, but I also love red, green, and black as well.
I definitely enjoy those colors as well, and I kind of wanted to shorten it up a little bit because my answers have been really long for the most part. All right, the last question is the following.
I can only imagine what it is, Brent.
Really happy having a struggling time trying to take this out. The last question is, what is your favorite season and holiday?
Well, my favorite season is the fall because my birthday is, well, I should say our birthday.
Can't forget about me.
Of course not. Our birthday is on the last day of summer technically, but it runs into the first day of fall, which is the 22nd. So there's just a certain nostalgia about it that I really enjoy, and it's hard to explain, but fall is definitely my favorite season, and my favorite holiday is definitely Christmas. I love being able to spend time with the friends and family that I have, and I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world.
I would say that most of my answers are in line with yours, and although fall is an amazing season to be able to engage in and enjoy, I would say summer is my favorite season because here in Maine it's the warmest season, and I definitely love being outside and being able to go hiking and all those different activities that involve being outside, like playing sports and just being able to enjoy the warm weather and being able to go to the beach and being able to ride my bike and go swimming and all those amazing activities that involve the summer season, along with playing golf, of course, and just being able to enjoy that season is absolutely amazing. And my favorite holiday is also Christmas, not for the receiving of the gifts, but the giving of the gifts and being able to enjoy time with your family and friends to me is very important.
I couldn't agree with you more, Brent, and that is the end of our question game, part 2. But on a quick note, the Giants play the Steelers today, and all I gotta say about that is go Giants. And as always, Brett and I appreciate all of your support, and we definitely hope to hear from all of you very soon.
That's right, and we definitely hope that this Sunday will be absolutely amazing for all of you, and as Brian said, go Giants.
Bye for now.